Howdy partner. I can't do it. It's been a while. Hey everyone, Joe here from ActionX. Welcome to What's on the Tube, or welcome back if this is your... Damn, we've been off the air for so long, my guys. I think we're on the 9th Walker episode review, I believe. CW, you gotta fix your airing schedule with Walker, because you did 5 weeks perfectly. We went on a little bit of a break, and then we got 2 weeks, and then after that we took another 2 weeks off. It's like my mind's brain dead. This week, this is the episode review title, by the way. Love is a tornado, because this week almost every single relationship on the show has been tested, changed, or is going to be changed going forward. And I feel like, because we've already been confirmed, this is officially the halfway mark of the first season of Walker. We got 18 episodes this season. If my math is right, we're on episode 9. So yeah, we're at the halfway mark. So definitely this was a pretty good way to kick things off into the second half of the season. Hopefully we will be resolving mostly everything from this season onwards. Hopefully we'll see how that goes. And I like how this was definitely the calm before the storm, no pun intended, as this started out very innocently, and then the storm took over and it kind of revealed so much revelations and stuff like that. So I liked that. I liked how they did this episode. I really liked it. It definitely pushed certain characters to their limits, and then hopefully sets the stage for a pretty good second half. So let's go for the butcher recap and talk about this week's episode of Walker, because it's been a while. Plus, I really miss wearing my cowboy hat. So we begin with a montage. Wait, did we begin with a montage, or... Damn, I'm pretty sure we started somewhere else, but I'm pretty sure we did begin with a montage. We began with some narration by Liam as Walker is making breakfast for his kids, and they're stupidly grabbing pancakes with their bare hands. I mean, has COVID not taught them anything? And I really hope they throw those pancakes out of the trash and whatever. Turns out, meanwhile, what's going on, Liam's telling Mickey what's been going on, that yes, it turns out Evelyn Walker's real killer is potentially still out there, and now they're trying to find him, but also because since both Liam and Captain James were basically threatened and nearly killed by the north side. The north side. I forgot their name. I'm gonna call them the Norths, the Northerners. I don't know. I forgot their names by this point. That they're trying to kill them. So they uncovered a pretty big conspiracy, and they want them dead. So Liam's been pretty much on high alert. He's been basically sleeping at his office for the past week, trying to keep his distance away from everyone else. And Mickey's telling him the truth. You gotta be honest. You can't just keep hiding in your freaking office for the rest of your life. You gotta tell Walker, and you guys need to actually move forward and figure the hell out of the situation. So, which is a fair point to make. It is very fair. So besides that, then we get to the montage where it's the dance that I completely forgot about, because remember, we've been off the air for 3 weeks, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's a dance, and I thought they were actually going to push the dance back a little bit. I'm like, no, this is we're doing a dance, and I'm thinking, oh my god, we're in COVID time. They're still in COVID filming protocols. How the hell are they going to do a big ass dance scene? We'll get to that in a minute. So yeah, mostly it is basically Stella getting dressed for the prom, I was about to say the dance. Her boyfriend, date, love interest, the son of the prison dude that Walker put away when he was Duke. He pays his dad a visit. The dad's basically in the know-how, he's already close with the Walkers since he's basically dating Stella, and now that he's getting close, they're trying to figure out, seriously, how do we get, Walker back? How do we get some payback on him? And the son is a pretty bit torn right now, because if memory recalls last time, he had a chance to kill Walker, but he didn't, because I'm pretty sure his feelings for Stella were more important than killing Walker for his dad. So he's at these crossroads right now. Does he continue doing this thing for his dad, or does he actually, not do it and just try to be a legit boyfriend to Stella, because his dad's never going to get out of prison for a long ass time. So it's not going to affect him. So that's kind of the crossroads that he's at. Walker is picking up a pair of dandelions or some sort of flower. I forgot which flower he picked up. We get another vision of Emily, who is letting him know that it's the same exact thing I was saying. And obviously Walker's feeling a little bit down that, again, it's another Stella's first dance, being asked by a boy, and Emily's not there for it, so it's another one of those like big emotional hurdles that Walker's going through. And also August is at the dance too. So like for the first time for a while, like Walker has no kids at home, so he has a night to himself, which is fairly awesome for him. Also, we're starting to sense a little bit of discord between the grandparents Walkers, because I think they weren't on for the last couple of weeks that I remember. So they're still reeling in from the trauma of Grandma Walker's affair and Grandpa Walker's recklessness to try to avoid talking about the situation, which is hilarious. Where do we go? Yeah, so we have multiple storylines this week, but I'm gonna try my best to like keep it streamlined a little bit. Walker gets called by Liam to go out for drinks tomorrow night, but Walker says like, hey, look, I got the night free. I don't got kids to take care of. Like, let's do it now. Let's get a little wild. Let's go nuts. Liam's like, nah, let's just do it tomorrow. Like, enjoy your only night of freedom. Like, you can fit me in tomorrow. So he does that. Conveniently, Walker already has an invite from Mickey and Trey. Thank God I finally remember the damn names, for a little bit of game night. So he decides to go along with it and order some pizza, which is ironic because I'm about to order pizza tomorrow for me and my family. So that's kind of cool timing. I get to enjoy it. Well, actually, I don't think they ever actually got to eat the pizza. So I'm like, oh God, I hope that pizza doesn't go cold. Meanwhile, back at the Mickey Trey residence, they're getting ready for their game night. I do not know what game they're playing. I really don't know. And then for some odd reason, and this is another convenient point in my life, Trey's a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, and honest to God, he's starting to remind me of my best friend. They're very similar in their lives. I don't want to like be specific because of privacy reasons for him, so I won't say anything. But they're very similar, and this week definitely continues to paint them like that. So kudos to the show. So Walker's en route, the Walker kids and their respective love interests and everything, they're all at the dance, which is very light because there's a storm coming to Texas, to Austin, I believe. They're Austin or Houston. I forgot. I think we're in Austin. I forgot. I forgot what town they're in, what city they're in, but there's a tornado hitting the area, so like basically a majority of the people that were supposed to come to the dance did not show up, which is honestly a convenient excuse to like, we don't need that many people because there's a tornado, so we don't need it. We don't need that many, background extras, which I'm like, great job to the writers for figuring that out. Sorry about that. Sorry, microphone viewers, listeners, I'm sorry. Obviously, it's a bit awkward for August since, like, is he gaining feelings for Stella's best friend, who's morally focused on, like, making sure her parents are fine, or at least her parents are making sure she's fine being in the middle of a tornado thing, and August's real love interest is worried about her grandpa, who is now responding to her texts. Also, yeah, I'm pretty sure the guy she was interested in finally, she broke it off with him. I'm like, oh, thank God, August got two potential options here. I'm like, this is great. So they're off doing their thing. Liam gets picked up by his fiance to go out for dinner, since I'm pretty sure Liam's basically kept him like away from him for security reasons. Like they don't know if the Northerners followed them across the border, so their lives are still at risk here. So he's been keeping his distance, but he can't reveal everything yet to him. So he does agree to go out to dinner, but just like give him a few minutes to get some things settled before he goes out. Walker shows him up to the Mickey Trey residence ready for some game night. They get news about the storm that's about to hit the school, so they're like, okay, let's head over to the school and keep them safe. So the three of them just abandon game night and abandon the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like, let's go protect the kids. So they get there, everything seems to be fine. They're just making sure everything's like ready for this to be like, kind of like a shelter of some sort for later on during the storm. So they're getting that ready. I believe we get a scene where everything's chill for now. Nothing really is like over the top right now, which is and actually we get a little bit of hope for Walker's romantic future as he's slowly flirting with another, like, well, not another, like a science teacher, and she seems to be interested. I mean, come on, this is Jared Padalecki here. Come on, anyone would go after Jared Padalecki. Come on, you can't ignore that. Never mind. Okay, man crushing over. Back to the show. So it seems like he's starting to progress in it, but he's a little bit rusty, and like it's the same old thing when it comes to partners moving on after a deceased partner passes away. Like, is it time yet? Is this really the right time? Like that sort of thing. Like Walker doesn't know what to do yet, but thankfully another situation arises as August comes up to him and asks him, "Hey, can you go try and find the girl he likes his grandfather, who's now responding, and he's been very stationary at a certain spot. So he, Trey, and Mickey head off into the great unknown to try and find him. Conveniently around that time, well, a little bit before, Walker hits up his dad to get some supplies for the kids at the shelter. Now I'm gonna call it the dance shelter because I'm getting really tired just calling it the dance at the shelter. However, to his annoyance, the guy that was being part of the affair with his wife is also working there. So Grandpa Walker's got a bone to pick, and thankfully Grandma Walker shows up after getting a call from Liam that hey, I need some help. The elevator. Oh, another thing I forgot. Liam and his fiance were about to leave for dinner. Liam was already beginning to like slowly show signs of like separation, and then the elevator just gets suddenly paused because the generator backed out. So now Grandpa and Grandma Walker gotta go save him, and also Grandma Walker had to like diffuse the situation of the awkwardness of like, hey, here's my husband and the guy I was sleeping with behind my husband. This is awkward. This is great. That sort of thing. So this is a very awkward situation, and I'm thinking the Lord, I have not yet been put in that situation, or hopefully never will. So this is where we kind of split up into so many storylines. That's the problem. We have like 4 storylines going on throughout this entire endeavor. Let's just go through Walker. So yeah, Walker and Mickey are about to head out with Trey, but before they do so, Walker asks Mickey if she has yet to. No, Mickey asks Walker to still keep the whole like real mother like revelation from last time still a secret because she hasn't told Trey yet, and she wants to explain to him once she's ready to accept it, as well as she knows how to correctly deliver this information. But Walker's like, he is your partner, so like you gotta tell him at some point, like sooner the better, and she's not really buying it. But so the 3 head off into the great unknown. They eventually do find the crash site where the grandpa supposedly is at, but while they were trying to find him, which I think they were about to find him, or they did, and then Mickey gets a brief flashback to her flashbacks to back in last episode with the sparks from the fallen electricity poles. Walker manages to pull her away, and the 3 take the grandpa to this the storm dream to kind of help him like get revitalized. Also, another thing I forgot to mention, there was like a brief running joke where Walker was just asking, what do we need the magnet for? It turns out they needed a magnet to kind of restart his defibrillator that's in his heart, which is how they were able to track him in the first place. But since Mickey dropped it during her flashback attack, Walker heads back out to the streets to go and find it, but he gets hit by a tree, not a tree, like a flying branch as he picks up the magnet. He only gets his shoulder grazed, but thankfully Mickey manages to get him out of the tree branch, and the three just hide down the drain while they're trying to resuscitate the old man. Back at the school, Stella and I forgot his name. Like son of a prisoner, the prisoner's son. I forgot the name of him. I forgot his name already. They're just talking about stuff like current events sort of thing, about how it is to be normal and have like a brief moment of just like being a kid again, and this is one of their moments. They're talking about that sort of thing, but he's being distracted by like other things as always. But thankfully, dancing starts. We do a little bit of a dance montage. Do we get a dance scene with them? I believe we do. I don't really recall. Yeah, I forget. I'm being honest. I honestly forgot if we got more of a dance scene or not here. I know they were about to kiss, Stella and the guy. I know that. And then her best friend like interrupted and say, hey, I don't want to be the only underclassmen dancing over here. Get over here. And thankfully they follow suit. I believe from there, where do we go from here? There's so many storylines. Yeah, eventually Liam and I think this just happens off camera because I vaguely do not recall this scene at all. The grandparents save Liam and they bring them all back to the dance shelter to just to hide out, and so they're all they're taking over leadership roles there, and they're off there. But basically that's the end of their storyline for now. So meanwhile, back in the Walker camp, they got the old man in the car. They're about to start heading back to the dance shelter. Walker just casually brings up the whole Adriana situation, and Trey obviously overhears it. It's like, oh, what's going on? Like, is there like a new development or something? Mickey's still not really wanting to tell anything has no choice, but because of the situation, like it begins to tell him like what's going on, and he's starting to feel offended that Walker knew before him, since obviously, of course, he's the boyfriend. Walker's just a partner, so he should be the first one to know. But before they can progress further in the argument, they find not a humongous crash, but like a really bad crash site where the car suddenly is like in the middle of the wall. Like, how the fuck did a car get in the middle of the wall? So they get there, they find the driver on the floor and passed out, and they find the passenger is still stuck in the car. Trey goes up to save her, and Walker goes to check on the driver. Trey manages to get the passenger out of the car. However, while they're doing that, and they're like beginning to start focusing their attention on the driver, he gets hit by some debris left over, and he gets a concussion. Walker runs up to get a stretcher for him, and briefly, Trey and Mickey begin talking about the whole Adriana secret, and Mickey revealing that, like, yeah, I didn't do it to keep it a secret from you. I did it to protect myself, because I'm not ready to admit that I have another mother that I don't know about. So that's sort of, we'll get back to that in a minute. Back at the dance shelter, the kids are having some fun. And in a romantic gesture, the son of the prisoner actually builds like a makeshift like night under the stars type thing for Stella. The other three show up just to crash the moment. Like, Jesus Christ, these people don't know boundaries. But they're all having fun. They're all like being happy together, like they're enjoying the dance, that so to speak. Everyone's happy because since the guy, the son of the prisoner, put his jacket on Stella, it turns out that he left. I believe the inmate badge number or something, the visitor badge, which reveals his parentage to like the prisoner that Walker helped put away. So Stella, being a smart girl, she puts two and two together, realizes that, oh, are you really here for me, or are you just here to get to my dad? That so to speak. So she runs off in disappointment. And I believe from there, yeah, everyone's back at the dance shelter, so we're just wrapping up those storylines. Walker and Mickey have a brief aside about the whole revelation, but Mickey only asks Walker, like, you get why I kept it a secret from Trey, right? You understand the reason. And Walker said, yeah, totally, I get the reason why. So, hopefully you two will be able to patch things out shortly. Walker does have a conversation with the science teacher. It's like, everyone's just like, hey Walker. It's like, we got the Mickey conversation, then the Liam conversation, then like the science teacher conversation. It's like, Jesus, everyone wants Walker. Yeah, the science teacher gives Walker her digits, and Walker's immediately surprised that like he's still got the looks to get someone's digits, and he does tell her honestly, like, I'm not ready right now to date, but like I appreciate the offer, and like as soon as I'm able to like be ready for this sort of thing, I'll definitely call you up for a drink. So some potential future there. I believe from there, Stella and Grandpa Walker finally admits his true emotions about the whole affair thing to Grandma Walker, that he's never going to get over it, since like, yeah, I mean, that's a big freaking betrayal of your marriage, and even she's like holding herself guilty over it, and she's been trying to take out some of her guilt onto him and his reactions to the whole thing, because like, well, no matter what, you still caused the affair, so you're still doing that action. But they briefly managed to put that aside, just have a nice, lovely dance, and try to like forget about the whole thing, which is actually pretty sweet. Unlike for Stella and the other dude, who Stella basically like bum rush asks him like, were you only interested in me just to get to my dad? And he said, and the guy said, no, I like at first it was so complicated with the whole thing, but like right now I want to stay for you. My only interest is for you. And they briefly begin to dance, but then once the song quickly ends, he runs off, leaving Stella about to break out in tears, I'm assuming. Liam and his fiance have an impasse where, again, the fiance is not happy with Liam's recent behavior, and even though Liam was about to explain the situation to him about how, like, hey, I'm trying to protect you here, the fiance doesn't want to hear any of this, and basically he breaks up the whole engagement and walks off. Mickey and Trey, on the other hand, thankfully has some sort of understanding, and like Trey just wants to like now be included in this sort of thing. Like, he doesn't want to wait till like it's being sugar coated and easily explained. He wants to be able to hear it when it's the most messiest. Mean that he was one of the first people to be known about this while this situation was fresh, which is actually fair. Like, you normally your your most deepest connections are like where you explain to them at that stage of any issues you have. So it does make sense. And also, he said like, you have to perform some penance for me. And I'm like, there's gonna be some flirty sex talk that I don't understand. And he's like, no. He's challenging her to duel, and I'm like, oh my god, this character just rose to the top of my list of the best characters of the show. I love it. I love it so much. So they kind of ended off. Walker heads outside to meet with Liam, to talk about things, and it was a brief. Like, it briefly was starting like nice and simple with the whole like Walker got someone's digits and that sort of thing, and Liam just broke down and tells him like, not only did I just lose my fiance, but I feel incredibly guilty the fact that I just told you many times that like you should not be exploring any conspiracy theories about Emily's death because it's a lock and shut case. But he admits, yeah, no, you were right the whole time. The Mendoza guy who we thought killed Emily didn't kill Emily. The real person is still out there. And they're part of the North Side, I forgot the name of the North Side Cartel, whatever. I forgot the name of their names already. And Walker takes this pretty chill. Like, you know, I think he's holding back his emotion. Definitely this is a much more different Walker than we got from the pilot, where he's not emotionally destroyed or devastated yet. He's calm. He's saying, like, we're going to handle this. We're going to get through this. We'll figure this out. And as he's walking away from Liam, he gets another vision of Emily, indicating that, like, this is not over yet. They have to still figure this out. And now everything is now being focused on who killed Emily Walker. And that's how we end the episode. So again, I really did enjoy this week. I definitely liked they were really getting into all the relationships and trying to like test them, and then some passed the test and some failed the test. It was an honest thing. I really can't wait to see how they're going to progress with the Emily Walker matter now. How will they find their next lead? How will they find the next big thing they need to figure out to kind of solve this matter? Like, I'm very curious to see how this is all going to turn out in the end. I'm hopeful we take a break on the whole, like, the son of the prisoner thing. I hope we take a little bit of a break, because I feel like if you immediately tack on the next thing next week, I think it's going to ruin the impact. I think getting some time to breathe is right, and hopefully next week we'll just focus on Emily and, you know, all the things they got to do to, like, now figure out what really happened that night, what was really going on. Like, there's a lot more to handle. And, yeah. I think that's it. I'm just really curious to see where the second half's going to go. And we still have 9 more episodes left. Well, we were supposed to end on 13, so we were supposed to be in the final 5 at this point, but like now they're extending it, so we'll see how the second half goes. So for me, I'm going to give this episode 2 thumbs up. I really did enjoy it. So let me know in the comments below, what did you think of this week's episode of Walker? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Normally, I never use the word hate, but I'm so tired that I'm like, I just randomly said hate, so I apologize. Just let me know in the comments below. I'm always open to conversation down there. And I think that's going to do it for me tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're unaware, this has been What's in the Tube from ActionX, reviewing every episode of the first season of Walker. If you want to know what we're doing overall, What's in the Tube besides those reviews, we're doing Rookie Season 3 episode reviews each and every Monday mornings after a brand new episode on Sunday nights. Oh my god, my brain is so tired. On ABC. And then on Hulu the next day. We're also doing Nancy Drew Season 2 episode reviews each and every Thursday morning after a brand new episode on Wednesday nights on the CW, or free the next day on the CW app. But if you don't care about Walker, you're in luck. We're finally back continuously next week with another brand new episode. Can't wait to see how that's going to progress. Like, it's nice to like finally be back on the Walker mode, since like in my brain I've been like, I forgot about Walker for a brief minute. Then I'm trying to remember. It's like, thankfully these breaks aren't too crazy long. Like, it's only 2 weeks, so it's like that's manageable. But again, this has been What's in the Tube from ActionX. If you want to see more of us, please subscribe to ActionX on YouTube.com. Ring that bell for notification when our next episode review is live, which is usually every Friday mornings. Like, favorite, share this review if you want to, but it does help us get us out there to other members of the Walker family fan base who has yet to discover us, as well as it helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Like, I didn't really have a nice flow to go with that. Like, the algorithm's broken. And also, sharing is for free. Like, favorite, share this one if you want to. I said that twice already. I'm really tired. Follow us on Twitter to be updated with any updates to the channel. Follow us on Twitch for any streaming related content. But until next time, for all you members of the Walker family, I'll see you all next week on the next episode review. But until then, Stay safe out there. Be good to each other. And peace out.